At exactly 3:04 a.m., the first officer stepped onto my porch. He looked like any county cop uniform, crisp, radio on his shoulder, badge catching the cabin's light. But something felt off, deep in my gut. He didn't knock. Instead, he muttered into his mic, glanced back, and waved two more imposters forward. One gripped a crowbar, the other a cheap flashlight from a convenience store. I stayed hidden in the living room shadows, hand on the phone. I didn't dial 911. My own tactical team was already positioned, 10 yards out in the misty trees, thermals locked, comms live. I'd called them in 3 days earlier, after whispers that the HOA was plotting something wild. I never imagined impersonating cops and breaking in. A fourth guy slunk around the side with a battering ram. My pulse steadied. That's what years of training does. I whispered into my concealed mic. Confirm visual. For targets, fake gear, forced entry. Visual confirmed. The reply buzzed. We move on your mark. I nodded, edged toward the door, and then crash porch splintered, door flying inward in a rush of cold air. I locked eyes with the ram holder. Now, I ordered. What happened next? Hold on, I'll get there. But first, rewind to how this nightmare kicked off, because it didn't start with a SWAT team. It began months ago with a fence, a deception, and a woman named Margaret. I'm Tom Whitaker, just hit 52, retired military after 28 years in logistics and strategic ops, 2 tours abroad, the rest in training bases. Post-retirement, I snagged a cozy lake cabin near Whispering Oaks in Missouri, surrounded by whispering pines, where the biggest racket was a loon's cry over the water. Peace, or so I thought, until the HOA crashed in. It started small, a welcome pamphlet in my mailbox, though my land was outside their bounds. Then handwritten notes. Your fence violates code. Boat dock unregistered. I brushed them off, but Margaret, the HOA president, late 60s, always in pastel outfits, clipboard like a weapon, hated being dismissed. She showed up one February morning, grin stretched tight. Mr. Whitaker, she cooed. You've skipped our meetings. They're required. I arched a brow. I'm not in your HOA. Oh, details, she said. This lakeside's in our expansion. We're incorporating it. I chuckled. It was absurd. You can't just claim it. I own this outright. Her eyes narrowed, smile intact. We have ways. She sauntered off like she ruled the hills. Next week, my mailbox vanished. Days later, a glaring red violation sign staked my driveway. Unauthorized build. I verified county records. My land was private. But Margaret launched a smear. Flyers calling me a dangerous interloper, endangering harmony. I stayed cool. I'd faced worse. Until dusk one evening, spotting 2 guys poking my property line, one with tape measure, one with forms. Lost. I called from the porch. They startled. Routine HOA boundary check. One blustered. You're trespassing 10 feet in, I said, coffee in hand. They mumbled about orders from Margaret and scrammed. That's when I ramped up. Real cameras, decoys, sensors, beefed locks. Not fear preparation. People like her don't quit until forced. Then, my scanner picked up chatter. Fake dispatch requests near the lake, alleging squatting. No real reports filed. Someone stirring trouble for a forced eviction. I skipped cops, called my old unit instead. Weekend woods getaway? Stakes on me. Bring gear. 3 arrived Friday. Ben, Afghan recon vet. Carlos, drone whiz. Derek, once cracked a cartel stash with a flashlight and wrench. Brothers in arms. We fished, chatted, watched. Derek spotted a sedan idling down the road, hours, no movement. Plated it. Rental under Victor L. Hayes, ex-contractor from a defunct Texas firm, busted for faking feds. Paranoia? Nah, prudence. We shifted watches, rigged alarms, drone nights. Then, 3 a.m. That fateful night, fake cops stormed. Door burst. Ben's drone flare ignited the yard like noon. Ram guy whirled into Derek's rifle muzzle. You're done, Derek snarled. But the shock? Masks off revealed Frank Lawson, bunkmate from Fort Lewis days. Shared ops, laughs, even helped him relocate post-service. Now, fake badge, busted in an HOA scheme. What the hell, Frank? I demanded. He averted eyes, ashamed. Didn't know it was you. Margaret paid cash to scare some squatter. Derek zip-tied another. Replica guns bluff. Carlos scanned. No more heat cigs. Called Sheriff Ellis on backline. Frank cracked. She said you weren't a vet, just a scammer. Margaret's lies cut deep, preying on desperate folks. Sheriff Ellis arrived, mustache twitching. Knew this HOA crap would explode. Jail time. Handed evidence. Fakes. Footage. But wallet yield? Card from Whitaker and Partners law firm. Deeper than petty beef. No sleep. Team swept glass. Carlos passed coffee. This means war. Nodded. Didn't want it, but they forced it. Morning. Filed reports assault, impersonation. Sheriff backed. Weirdly, no news. Margaret covering? Drove town, spotted her SUV at zoning office with a suited guy. Inside, overheard. He's unstable past trauma. Need injunction. Planning to flip me as villain. Stepped up. I'm patient, Margaret. That's kept me free. But you'll learn crossing lines. She sneered. You don't belong. I own it more than you. That night, Derek flagged drone vid. Fifth watcher, binoculars, signaling. Not caught. Then, envelope on porch. Think you're safe? Sheriff worried. Go offensive. But I was a head drove registrar with sealed docs. Clerk gaped. You own all this? Entire development. Lake, woods, roads, under Margaret's porch. Bought parcels post-bankruptcy via shells. Leases expired weeks ago. Evict him, she asked. Not yet. Make him sweat. Back home. Tension thick. Drone caught watcher again. Post-dusk, window knock brick with note. Back off or cabin vanishes. No waiting. Split team. Ben/Derek to sheriff with threat. Carlos monitored. I hit HOA office late. Margaret on phone. Ex-military nut. Sees via abandonment. Emerged. Don't know when to quit. Tossed deeds. Trespassing on my land. She trembled. Impossible. Legal fact. She spat. Community fights. Tenants, Margaret. They'll know soon. Chilled. Think paperwork ends it? Powerful watchers. You've made enemies. Spotted photos. My cabin. Me fishing. Carlos zoomed. Spying. Grabbed them left. Not HOA war. Home. Carlos rewound drone 2 SUVs. 6 dark-clothed figures. Coordinated. Mercs. Prepped. Gear up. Alarms blare dock. Trail. Thermals. 6 SIGs. Staggered advance. Faked military. Voice from Woods. Whitaker. Vacatory assigned per code. Laughed. Badge number. Crunch closer. Floodlights blasted. Paintball guns. Fake knives. Propane flamethrower. Scare or arson. Megaphone. Drop. 5 seconds. Smoke fizzled. Derek slugged 1 rubber round. Been tackled. I chased leader. Unmasked Councilman Harold Vance, Margaret's crony. Community safety. Preacher. Now dirt-faced raider. Sheriff rolled in. Deputies hesitated at Vance. Let M. I snapped. Footage sealed it. 1 captive blurted. Blackmailed taxes, affairs. Whitaker and Partners hired. But it's the network. Real estate thugs intimidating for land grabs. Then call. Fire Margaret's house. Flames roared. SUV there. Her likely inside. Network silencing. Dawn. Remains confirmed Margaret. Didn't deserve it, despite hell she wrought. Sheriff pale. You're next. But I freed residents. Meeting by lake. I own it all. HOA lies void. Stay rent-free 6 months or leave. Confess involvement. Tears, apologies, listed suspects. File from detective. Network corrupt devs, Pauls, forcing sales. Close and slow, sheriff said. Wrong target. Fortified cabin. Sensors, traps, drones. Chatter intercepted. Perimeter compromised. Thermal blackout. Green. Assault imminent. Power cut midnight. Footsteps, lasers. Oak shadow go. Jammers popped. Flashbangs lit. Neutralized 9 disarms. Darts. Leader stood. Not HOA. Network. Deal. Partner. Get rich. Laughed. Personal now. Shocked him down. Pocket phone. Failed. Planned flatten. Explosion water tower. Chaos ploy. Dawn. Smoke-veiled town. Press conference. Tom Whitaker, vet, landowner. Network attacked via HOA force. Exposing all. Evidence to feds. Crumbled. Marcus Kane, leader, flipped. Raids. Freezes. 63 arrests. Frank confessed ledgers for leniency. HOA dissolved. Rebuilt door myself. New grid. Flowers. Bench. Peace earned. Letter from AG. Thanks. Check. Donated half to Vet Fraud Shield. Built Center Margaret Hall. unchecked power reminder. Porch now, mug steaming, sun setting. Nearly lost all to powerful lies. They sent fakes at 3 a.m. Unaware my real team waited in, I'd already triumphed. But was arming against neighbors' vigilant justice or reckless vigilantism that endangered innocence? Critics blast my tactics as paramilitary overkill, fueling division. Defenders praise dismantling corruption. The controversy boils. Does self-defense justify preemptive force, or does it blur lines into aggression?